Welcome to this instruction video for our basic 4-head and 8-head manual fillers. In this video we want to take you through the steps for using our 4-head and 8-head manual semi-automatic fillers. We take you through some steps, cleaning it, filling, solving some problems. So let's start with the first step. In this first step we start by connecting the manifold to the input for CO2. We do this by taking a hose, connect it to the manifold, and the other end back to the input of the CO2. We do this because this way we can also clean the CO2 valves. So not only the beer valves, but also the CO2 valves. Connect the pump, the output of the pump, to the input of your manifold. Standard is 1.5 inch tri-clamp connection. You can use either connection you want. This is standard. We recommend tri-clamp. You can also purchase separate connection parts to connect your own pump, but we recommend to go with tri-clamp. If you have a system with fast flush, you have to connect all the outputs of the fast flush, so all 4 or 8, and connect them to each other to one hose. Okay, now let's turn around the machine and connect hoses to the outputs of the needle valves. Make sure you open each needle valve fully. Now take a bucket with hot water. Do not go over 65 degrees Celsius. Take all the hoses from the needle valves and from the fast flush, if you have it, and loop them back into the bucket. Now take some caustic powder, we use it, we recommend it, and mix it in your bucket. Once everything is connected, take 4 or 8 bottles and put them underneath the filling tubes. Make sure your pump is running and go into the settings menu and hit clean. When you hit clean, all valves will open simultaneously. When you have your pump connected, the cleaning fluid from the bucket is sucked out of the bucket, goes into the valves and cleans all the valves and squirts out to the bottle, and from the bottle back into the bucket. So you have kind of a loop, and let this loop for around 15 minutes. After 15 minutes, you take off all the bottles, clean them out, and fill the bucket again with hot water. Repeat all the steps just with hot water to rinse out all the cleaning solution. After you have cleaned it, the machine is ready to use, or you can choose to use a second cleaning solution like Star San. With the Star San or Sani Clean, repeat the steps and end with the Star San fluid still in the machine. Now your machine is ready to be used, and we can connect beer or whatever you want to fill with this machine. Take off all the hoses that you connected and make sure that CO2 is connected to the machine and your input, beer, cider, whatever you want to fill with the machine, is connected to the machine. When you start filling, make sure your beer is at the right temperature. With this machine you can fill beer or a product containing CO2 up to 4 degrees. When you go over 4 degrees, it is really hard to fill because you get a lot of foam, and foam is coming out of your product, so it doesn't work. Make sure you chill your product back to, let's say, 2 degrees maximum. We have some basic settings and rules to use this machine. Put pressure on your bright tank or use a pump, but don't go over 1.2 bar of pressure. Connect CO2 to the input of the machine. Make sure that the level of CO2 matches the level of CO2 inside your bright tank, or matches the pressure that comes out of your pump. Go into the settings menu and adjust the amount of CO2 you want to pre-purge and how long you want to pre-purge with the fast flush valve. When you have a system with fast flush, we recommend that half the time, so let's say you have 5 seconds pre-purge time, you set the time for the fast flush valve to open at 2.5 seconds. You can either pre-purge based on time, so the 5 seconds, or you can pre-purge based on time and pressure. You do this by adjusting the desired pressure inside the machine and hit the pressure button. Once you adjust all these settings and you're happy with the settings, go back to the main menu. Now put a bottle underneath the first filling tube and hit start. CO2 and pre-purge will start and pre-purges all the air out of your bottle. Make sure that you don't open the speed valve all the way, but start with the speed valve almost closed. Once beer or your product starts flowing inside the bottle, make sure that there's no foam on top, or just a little bit. You can regulate the speed by opening and closing the speed valve. Make sure you regulate the speed valves in this way that when the last bottle is put underneath the filling tube, the first bottle is finished. So there's no big difference between the bottles. You can all regulate it with the speed valve. If you get excess foaming and you have your regulator for your speed valve almost closed, check if the pressure inside your tank is not too low. When you see a lot of foaming, increase the pressure, but don't go over 1.2 bar. When your bottle is not fully filling, so you want to increase the level, you increase the setting on your touchscreen. When you want to adjust your filling level, you can do it by the sensor adjust. Hit plus or minus to increase it. There's a maximum and it's depending on the type of beer you got. So best practice is to fill a bottle all the way up, so it's completely full at the level you want. Put it underneath the filling tube and read the level it shows in the display. Then you take this value and just go a little bit under it. So let's say the sensor is telling you 650, go to 60, 655. Once you're finished with filling, clean the machine and do this by connecting hot water to it. You don't need to clean it with caustic again. Hot water is okay. And put some sanitizing fluid inside the bottles and put them underneath the filling tubes. These are the basic settings to use the machine. If you've got any questions, don't hesitate to call us or contact us in whatever way you want. We're continuously updating machines, so if you've got any questions, any features you want to see in the machine, please contact us and we will work with you.